Hi, this is Vello Virkhaus. I'm here at Ultra 2014 and you're watching me on Style Mag TV live. Hi, I'm Vello Virkhaus. I'm a visual artist and I run a company called V2 Labs. And we're here at Ultra Fest doing visuals on the main stage and helping coordinate visual artists and putting some technology in at Carl Cox and having a great time. You know, I started really with multimedia, but some of our first raves were pretty low-end video equipment and film loops and slide projectors. But you used to do a lot of film loops. It was affordable, great way to project work and yeah, film, and got early computer graphics was very expensive, you know, and cost prohibitive. So when the Apple came out, that was kind of a groundbreaking desktop computer that had multimedia, well, the Amiga too. So been through a lot of different tools emerging, and you kind of adapt with technology and grow and learn to do new things, you know? Right now, main stage is our media server. It's a software we wrote inside of another software called Touch Designer. So we've been developing kind of our own performance tool to map video the way we want to map in 3D space. And this tool is what we take to all the festivals. It's what we put in at the front of house to operate. So it's our proprietary tool, and when V2 Labs is there, our server is there. That's how we operate. Well, this year we've really compacted the setup, and we put in, you know, a very Ferrari tight and, you know, tight racetrack, you know, and the stage is a beautiful, has a lot of depth to it, which is different. And working with that depth and mapping is a lot different than last year, where it was very planar and kind of in a pattern base, and this year it's much more depth. So for us, there's a lot more effects, like spatial effects that kind of draw you out and pull you in, if that makes sense. The Vortex has a lot more possibilities as a surface for video. Well, Worldwide has a different sculpture in the middle of it, and Carl Cox has another brilliant design by Steve Lieberman, so I'm a big fan of all his work, and I think he couldn't make something that sucked. So Cox is just another totally amazing geometric sculptural form being brought to life with motion control motors and moving lighting and beautiful visuals. And I think the kind of flattened down square forms that are in the ceiling are neat. And I think that's, you know, that's a new thing. It's a different design, you know? I mean, our team that worked on this show was, I think there's 15 different video artists here working on different stages, and then their assistants, kind of total. So that's a small team. Could I do it? No. Could I do a workshop for like a week in an online class, or like 3 workshops as a part of a class? Yes. Do I have time to write a curriculum? No. Maybe when I retire, I'll be a teacher. Well, crazy in the best way ever is Damien is crazy in the best way ever, and a great guy. The best kind of crazy you can ever have. Damien Pinto. The craziest artist I ever met. Iggy Pop, maybe, or just all out crazy. Al Jorgensen, 100%. He's fucking mental. He's pretty crazy. Yeah, crazy enough where he can't even talk to you, kind of crazy. My favorite story of visuals gone wrong was when I started doing visuals. Was a rave we were doing in Chicago. I think it was in a high school gymnasium. Trying to, not really a real venue, not a concert venue for sure. And where one of the attendees became greatly disturbed by the visuals we were playing and decided to push over all of our film projectors, which we had stacked on top of 3 sets of tables, and pushed it all over, and they all smashed to the ground and broke, and then ran screaming out the front door of the venue, where security caught him and pinned him down and held him down, where we went outside and the police came and took him away, and was on some kind of a psychedelic overdose, the poor thing. But I mean, I can understand he was troubled because we were playing some very kind of life-questioning videos of different strange oral surgeries, and it was just kind of a wrong thing, wrong time, too much of one thing, a little bit of another thing moment, and there was no backup in that one. But it's a funny story because the smashing and the running and the just the distress of it all was quite great, But we didn't have it didn't come back, It was kind of like half the show was over. Well, it's got a lot of to really do a 3D projection is kind of matching perspectives and matching viewpoints, and really needs to run off of a 3D view that matches the view you're working on. So whether you're producing content at this kind of view of exactly what you're looking at, but it's about transforming a surface, and it's beyond just corner pinning in 4 edges on either side of a cube and calling it mapping. That's not really a 3D mapping. When it's 3D, it's really reprojecting it onto itself. So it's kind of an augmented reality technique where you're matching a viewpoint of something else and lining it up, and that's the illusion effect that you get out of it when it's a suspension of belief, right? By reprojecting an alternate reality onto a reality, so it's an augmenting of it. That's what I see it as. Right, something extra cool. Well, we made a really cool concept with Cruella. It was this reflection mapping, and we're putting in a new nightclub video sculpture right now that's got a combination of reflection mapping and lighting mapping and video mapping kind of integrated together, which I think will be kind of radical and cool in the way that you can manipulate the surface. So I'm excited about that. Well, I've been working with Insomniac almost as long as Ultra, and I love all the EDCs and those events, and Hard as well. So we're looking forward to all those. This summer we're going to be a part of those shows, and EDC New York's coming, and then EDC Las Vegas, so we'll be there representing. Yeah, well, just push yourself, and just keep the quality high and try to embrace collaborating. It's a difficult thing to do, but try to be creative and positive. That's the best thing you can do,